Ever feel like you're just drowning in internet marketing gurus? Like every day there's a new one promising the secrets to online riches.
Yeah, it's tough out there. So much information, so much hype. It's easy to get pulled in a million directions.
Exactly. So today we're diving deep into a book that cuts through all that BS. It's called Be a Five Percenter by Andie Brocklehurst.
And let me tell you, Andy doesn't sugarcoat it. This book, it's like a reality check for anyone dreaming of overnight success online.
So no magic button then.
Nope, definitely no magic button. In fact, Andy throws out this stat right at the beginning that kind of blew my mind. 99% of people trying to make money online, they're chasing the wrong things.
Wow, 99%. What are they doing wrong?
They're buying into the hype instead of building real, sustainable businesses. It's all about shiny objects.
It's that microwave mentality, isn't it? We want everything instantly.
Exactly. Like instant downloads, next day delivery. We expect that same speed in our businesses, but it doesn't really work that way.
It's funny you say that. How many times have you bought an online course promising the world and then
It ends up gathering dust somewhere in your computer.
totally guilty as charged?
Happens to the best of us. But that's Andy's whole point. Lasting success online. It's not sexy. It's about consistency, providing real value, and mastering the fundamentals.
So how do we escape this shiny object syndrome trap? What's the antidote?
It all starts with a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Stop being the customer and become the seller.
Ooh, I like that. Instead of chasing the latest course, you become the one creating it.
You got it. Stop buying and start selling. That's the key takeaway here.
Okay, become the seller. Got it. But how do we even start? It still feels kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, it's easy to feel like that. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of different paths you could take.
Right. So where do we direct our energy? What's step one?
Focus. That's the key, really. Andy, he says perfectly in the book. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything.
Oh, I like that. Dabbling. Yeah, definitely guilty of that.
It's so easy to bounce around from one thing to the next, especially online, right?
Totally. Shiny object syndrome strikes again.
Exactly. But the 5%ers, the ones who really make it, they're masters of something. And in the online world, that something is selling.
So instead of trying to be a jack of all trades, we need to become like the master salesperson?
100%. You can have a mediocre product, but if you know how to sell it, you'll be way more successful than someone with an amazing product that nobody knows about.
Right. It's all about getting your message out there, connecting with people.
And that's where this 90-10 rule comes in.
90-10. Tell me more.
Andy says you got to spend 90% of your time on activities directly related to selling.
Wow, 90%. That doesn't leave much room for anything else.
That's the point. All that other stuff, the website tweaking, the endless research, it's only valuable if it leads to more sales.
Okay, that's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the busy work.
Exactly. So ask yourself, what are you spending most of your time on right now? Is it actually moving the needle? Is it directly contributing to your bottom line?
That's a good question for everyone listening to ask themselves, right? Like, are we really focusing on what matters? So 90% on selling, right? But what does that actually mean, like practically speaking?
Yeah, it's not about being like a pushy salesperson or anything.
Right, right.
It's about creating a system, a money-making machine, as Andy calls it.
A money-making machine, okay? I like that.
Each piece has to be working perfectly. Your squeeze page, your email sequence, your offer.
Yeah, those core elements for sure. Andy tells this story actually about a coaching client who sent him this like really bad squeeze page.
Oh, no.
Totally neglected that part. And of course, nothing else he tried was working.
Right, you got to nail the fundamentals. No point driving traffic if your offer's no good or nobody's even seeing it because your landing page is terrible, right?
Exactly. It's all connected. But it's not enough to just like set it and forget it, is it?
Nope, constant testing. Always be tweaking. Andy tells this story. He repackaged some content, just changed the format.
Okay, interesting.
Sales went through the roof, just from changing how it was presented.
Wow. That's a good reminder. Sometimes the smallest things can make a big difference.
Totally. Data's your friend. Got to track what's working and what's not.
Speaking of things that make a difference, traffic, right? Big topic in the online business world. What's Andy's take?
Yeah, everyone's obsessed with traffic. But he's like, traffic without conversion is pointless.
Yeah, you could have 1 million people visiting your website, but if nobody's buying...
It's like having a store, but nobody's coming in and actually purchasing anything.
Exactly. So how do we bridge that gap? We've got the traffic. How do we get the conversions?
Well, Andy's a huge fan of affiliate marketing.
Makes sense. Leveraging other people's audiences.
And he gives this example of this guy, Dave, who built a 6-figure business basically from scratch, just using list swaps and affiliate marketing.
Really? Just from that?
Yeah, he created a simple software, gave it away for free, and then partnered with other marketers to get it in front of their audience.
Wow, that's incredible. It's amazing what you can achieve when you collaborate with the right people.
Totally. And Andie emphasizes this point. You have to treat affiliates well. It's not just about, like, getting traffic from them.
It's about building relationships.
Exactly. Keep in touch, provide value, promote their stuff too. It's a two-way street.
It's that long-term vision again. And that ties into, I think, what Andie talks about with becoming an authority. It's not just about the short-term sale. It's about
Building trust. Yeah. Becoming a trusted voice in your niche. People want to buy from people they know, like, and trust.
absolutely. So how do we cultivate that? How do we become that go-to expert?
Andie has this great tip. He says, give away your best stuff for free.
Really? Give it away.
Yeah, he gives this example of this guy who gave away an entire SEO course for free.
Wow. That's a pretty bold move.
It is. But it worked. People loved the free course, and it positioned him as the expert. So when he did launch his paid products.
People were ready to buy. They already knew he was the real deal.
Exactly. It's counterintuitive, but sometimes giving away value up front is the best way to build trust and ultimately increase sales.
It all circles back to that long-term vision, doesn't it?
Totally. Building a real business takes time. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about consistency, providing value, and becoming an authority in your space.
And on that note, that wraps up our deep dive into Be a 5%er. It's a fantastic read for anyone who's serious about building a sustainable online business.
Definitely recommend checking it out. Lots of great insights in there.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.